all things professional wrestling. A show by members of the Busted Open Nation. Welcome to the Nation's Corner. Here are your hosts, the Nation's Corner crew.
Good evening, Nation's Corner friends, family, and fans. John in South Jersey here. Welcome to yet another edition of the Nation's Corner, and I am joined as usual by my usual cast of unusual subjects. First and foremost, from all the way out in Monrovia via the Long Island Expressway on Long Island. See what I did? Why is he doing that? Anyway, you know him, you love him. He is the master of the rant and other silliness. Mongrovian Mike, what's up?
I'm good. I took my meds today, so don't worry. No rants. No rants.
That makes it worse.
That's absolutely Deb.
That makes it worse.
Nothing that happened this week.
No, there could nothing to rant about.
Nothing at all. And it's worse when you're on your meds. It's worse when you're on your meds.
Yeah.
But let's forget about that for a second, because also joining me, she is the social media queen of the Nation's Corner. And more importantly, she is one half of the hottest intergender tag team in all of wrestling today. She is the great and powerful Debhausen, one half of the best tag team going, two breasts and one leg. And as the crew says, it is two sides or three pieces and a side. And the side is GFY, and I messed up my own promo.
I
need to redo. Hang on. But anyway, she is a great
up. You fucked up.
I did. Absolutely, I did. But more importantly, she is the great and powerful Debhausen. What's up, partner?
Hey, yo. I'm doing great.
All right. Well, I don't know what we're going to talk about, because absolutely, like you said, nothing happening in wrestling. Yeah, right.
No.
All right. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. We had a blockbuster announcement come in yesterday or Thursday. I've heard so much rhetoric on it.
Yesterday.
We had a blockbuster announcement from TKO and WWE on yesterday concerning WrestleMania in 2027, right?
Yes, correct.
Pack your bags, rob your banks, sell off your body parts and fluids. We're going to Saudi.
No, we are not.
I agree. I don't have. I'm already down a body part. I really don't want to sell another one. But the announcement came out that WWE is going to be holding WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia in 2027. And like I said, there's been a ton of rhetoric about this decision and how and why. And we're not going to get into politics. That's not what we do here. But
no,
as fans and as hardcore fans, we watch the product, as Sam Robertson instructs us to do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about it? I mean, I have my own thoughts and opinions, but Mike, where do you stand on it?
John, I got one word. Disappointed.
Okay.
It's we look forward. We like the couple of weeks before WrestleMania, we're so looking forward to it, because we know no matter what's going on, it's storyline, we know that we're going to get something big. We're going to get a spectacle. Mm-hmm. And I have no doubt we're going to get a spectacle from WWE. But the other stuff surrounding WrestleMania week that we look forward to is really going to take a hit. And I'll be the first to say it. Effie's Big Gay Brunch, the whole collective, actually, the whole GCW collective, Bloodsport, all of that stuff. You know what? Maybe we could get a Bloodsport over there, but Well, I doubt it. Not by itself. You need the whole collective. There's a vibe and a feeling. There's not going to be a takeover of whatever town Riyadh it's going to be in.
I think
there's not going to be a takeover of WWE fans. That's what really is like disheartening to me. So disappointment, disappointed. Those are the words I'll use on our show.
Yeah.
I'll save the spicier language for when we're all by ourselves, and that's it.
Yeah, best that way. Debbie.
So for me, disappointed is a word for sure. Sam says in the chat here, it is what it is. Money talks. Yeah, and I think similar to what Thunder Rosa said on Off the Ropes yesterday, it's just kind of indicative of the way a lot of things are right now in the world, is that money controls everything in this world. And I completely agree with her that it's just so indicative of so many things that are quote unquote wrong in our society and our world is like corporations and capitalism has kind of made so many things in our lives just so much worse than they used to be. And I think this is just another symptom of that yes, money talks. They're getting billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, great for them. What the fuck does that do for the rest of us?
Yeah.
Well,
Why do
but
I
it's
give
also-
a shit how much money they have?
But it's also, I feel like they're trying to make, like TKO was trying to make WWE under the UFC business model, which it's not. And John, you could attest to that because you watch both.
Yeah,
you watch both.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
Even and for those you guys may not know or anything, but the UFC business model really hasn't been that successful for them overall, or not what they expected. But, and I won't go into that because that's a whole complete other different animal than what they're trying to do. But I agree with you guys. It's not, all right, WrestleMania itself is a 2-day event now. It's in Saudi Arabia. Okay, great. I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. I don't plan on ever going to Saudi Arabia. So, like most WrestleManias, I'm going to watch them where I normally watch them, on my ass in my chair in front of my TV. So that
and
part,
on Zoom with all y'all.
yes, and that part didn't affect me at all. I'm not going, so it's not even thought like, oh, I would. No, I'm not going.
Right, exactly.
But you guys brought up the point. What happens to the collective? What happens to WrestleCon? What happens to all the other indie promotions of that area wherever Mania is that week that lose out on all that shows and being in front of all those people? You're not going and not that, again, I don't want to make it political, but you can't have Effie's Big Gay Brunch in Saudi Arabia. It just doesn't happen.
No.
You're not going to see a lot of the stuff that we have become accustomed and look forward to just as much as WrestleMania, all the ancillary and secondary events for that week. Now what? Now it's now they got to scramble and figure out what they're going to do. And I have complete faith in Brett Lauderdale and GCW that they're going to find a way to run the collective somehow, some way. Not worried about that. But again, here is one entity. We have this big announcement. We're doing all this, and we're getting okay. I give kudos that you were able to do this, but the fallout and the difference that you're going to make is only for WWE and TKO. That's the only one affected by any of this positively. And really, to your point, Deb, the positive effect is money. And I hope everybody gets big fat checks for all this. But they're the only ones. Now it's become more of a hassle for all the ancillary events to take place.
Yeah. So for me personally, and I talk about this every time I'm on the show, is I feel like my interest level in WWE has waned significantly. I'd say I started feeling it like around last fall going into the winter, where I felt like we had a really good period of time there for a while, and the bloodline was firing in all cylinders and everything was great. And I remember we had discussions about like top to bottom across the card, every single segment has a really meaningful storyline, and I was personally very interested and invested in pretty much every single segment and every single storyline. And then I started noticing that maybe around the time that like the bloodline story ended, so to speak.
Right.
Because I felt like, and I've made this analogy before, I felt like it was Avengers Endgame, where it was like the natural conclusion to the storyline. And I felt like it was wrapped up really well. And like, I didn't need to see any more bloodline stuff. And I think once that bloodline storyline somewhat concluded, that there was a real big void in the creative in WWE. And it took them some time, I think, to figure out where to go from there. My interest level has really declined throughout this year. And I was having this conversation with someone the other day, is I feel like the little bits and pieces of storyline moments that I'm interested in seeing, I can watch a clip on Twitter 30 seconds after it happens. I'm not invested enough to dedicate my time to watch the entire show. Something happens, you guys say, holy shit, this happened, AJ Lee returned. I go on Twitter, within 30 seconds, the clip is posted and I can watch just the part that I want to watch. So I haven't been really watching the shows. And, over the years, I think we all have periods of time where we're kind of in and out, where some storylines are happening that get us interested and we get pulled back in, and then something happens, we're not as interested. And we've all kind of had those ups and downs throughout our wrestling fan life. And right now, this is a down for me. This is a point in time where I'm just not that interested in the WWE product. And a lot of these business moves are turning me off even more. It's not a boycott. It's not tribalism. It's just, I'm not interested enough in the product, and I'm not liking the direction of the company enough to support them with my time and my money. That's all it is. It's not tribalism. Although I'm very thankful that other shows exist, because with all this stuff happening that is turning me off on that product, it makes me like dive deeper into AEW and other shows, because that's filling that void that WWE lacks for me right now.
Well, as Busted Open Sunday host Jonathan Hood and Justin LaBar always say, and it's very true, fan how you want to fan. Right. And you're right. There's a lot of things across all of wrestling right now. The most being WWE, but AEW is not, far behind, or they're going towards that way too. It seems that average people are being priced out of shows, period, for whatever reason. If you're looking at thousands of dollars to attend a wrestling event, thousands. And if you have kids, you have a significant other, tens of thousands of dollars when you add in ticket prices, travel, lodging, all this stuff. And now they're kind of giving you the real big FU with this Saudi announcement. Now it is a year and a half, almost 2 years away. And who knows, it may change anything, but I don't think so. And one of the things that they were debating all week on Pro Wrestling 24/7 was, when does the bubble burst? Well, the bubble bursts when, again, I say to you guys all the time, vote with your wallet. If you can't go, you can't afford to go, don't go. when they get enough of the hit in the wallet, forget, I don't, all these people that say, oh, I'm not watching no more. I'm not, you're lying to yourself and everybody else. Of course you're going to watch because you already paid for it. It's on your TV. But when it comes
so that's not true. That's not true. Because everybody says, oh, well, you're still watching. I'm not.
Fan how you want to fan.
Exactly. But, so I can't stand when people say, well, everybody says they won't watch, but you still do. No. We're not forced to. Nobody is forcing me to turn on that channel or click that app. For the last 6 months, the only WWE show I've watched is Raw, and we watched SummerSlam at the hotel, and we watched Mania and Rumble. So a lot of the PLEs I haven't watched. Most of the weekly shows I haven't watched. So this idea that, oh, everybody's still watching no matter what. No, they're not.
Well, again,
and I know I'm only one person.
Well, it's your sand, and that, but for everybody that is quote unquote lying to themselves, that there is one of you that, and enough of that is going to hit them. They don't care about the quote unquote fan uproar or fan reaction. They care about money. Course. And when the bottom line starts getting hit, that's when you'll see change. Until that happens, when you still have the Lehmans of the world that are spending ungodly amounts of money to go to events and everything, as long as that's happening, it isn't going to change. When
the green happy face shirt guy,
Brock Lesnar guy.
God bless them. I'm glad they have the
they're
money,
becoming as big as celebrities as the wrestlers, because who the hell has that kind of money?
They get themselves they're
and they're paying for it.
Their money mark. Because if I had the money, I wouldn't spend that much money. At every event.
I don't care if I had the money to live in Saudi. I'm not going to Saudi. Period.
I got kids. I'm like Heath, man. I got kids.
But all right. Enough of that. We all pretty much have the same agreement that we're not going to Saudi.
Oh, no, one more thing before we move on. It was mentioned a couple times in the chat, and I saw, I know I said it yesterday as soon as the announcement came out, and it was basically like one of the biggest talking topics online, is that AEW has a really, really big opportunity to work with WrestleCon, Starcast usually does their conventions around AEW pay-per-views anyway. But work with WrestleCon, work with the collective, and basically just do what they would normally do on a Mania week, but just surrounded by an AEW pay-per-view instead of a WWE.
I think
AEW has that huge opportunity.
Yes. And I saw a very interesting tweet from the folks at WrestleCade down in North Carolina every November. And someone said, wow, what if they did WrestleCade with an AEW event with the collective during Mania week, but somewhere here? Could they make? And the response from WrestleCade was the Batman meme of him going, So there is talk about it.
There is talk. Yes.
I'm sure there's being.
What you're saying, John, is there are a lot of people that don't want to go hungry.
Well,
put a lot of
there are a lot of wrestlers that love to work.
That makes a lot of people. How the hell is Speedball Mike Bailey gonna wrestle 500 times before in a week?
You're right. Without it, but I'll finish up with this before we move on. I don't doubt that somebody will figure it out and give us something during that time that is absolutely more palatable financially wise for us fans.
I know they're not supposed to care, John. I know they're not supposed to care about. They don't, and the bottom line is they don't care about the other companies, especially under the UFC model. I mean, it's look, they already took it away from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And Indianapolis.
Again, it's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about
and
money.
Hello, I like money.
Patience, baby.
Hello, I like money.
And I love money.
Thank you, Andre.
And
Shout out to Andre.
And capitalism isn't bad. Greed is bad.
Yes, but like I said, I have a very good feeling that the powers that
Some
be
greed is good. I
outside-
want that last croissant.
and
You
I
know.
hope somebody like AEW can capitalize on this and do something because, again, not to bring it back to the root of all evil, there is money to be made in this. There is money for everybody to be made. And if they can work it out, like I said, they have a year and a half or so to figure it all out. And I think they will.
Mhm.
But
And we don't know what the landscape will look like. We don't know what position AEW will be in at that point and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there's time and they certainly have a good amount of time to start planning and get stuff done.
all right.
Yes.
I do believe that as well. Deb, you might have to help me here because my mouse is stuck. Where do you want to go to first?
Since we are on the WWE talk, let's go to WrestlePalooza.
Okay.
5 matches announced.
Mm-hmm.
What match do you want to start with first?
You're hitting the buttons. You pick.
All right, so let's do Usos and Braun.
Or the Bronze.
and
I personally call them the Bronskis, but that's
the
just me.
Bronskis. Okay, I like that. I like that. Braun squared.
Yeah. Bronskis. I don't know. This on paper should be great. And I'm sure the match itself will be. But I'm getting mixed things on the storyline right here. And I get it that, seeing the Usos, Jimmy and Jay in the ring together as a tag team always works. It's always cool. And it's always, a yay moment. But I don't know. Since they've gone off on this tangent with Seth and Becky and Punk and AJ, you still have no Oracle and Paul Heyman. Braun and Bronson have been kind of, treading water. Like I said, it should be bigger. Maybe it's just me, but what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Elder.
Yeah, that's I'm more interested in what's going on with Jay and Jimmy because they're obviously not on the same page.
Or it's not going to be the Usos that we're used to seeing.
Exactly.
Perhaps.
So,
okay.
What's going on? And
there's. I mean,
we're gonna see the Bronskis there do the shit that they do, which is friggin' awesome. So
yeah. I got questions on this. On this particular.
I hear you.
I have questions, but all right, Dad, pick another one.
Let's go to EO and Stephanie. Vaquer.
Wow.
This.
Wow.
Vaquer.
Vaquer.
La primera. The match that everybody wants to happen, but doesn't seem like it ever wants to happen because we were supposed to see this back at Paris or in France, and it didn't happen. And then it was supposed to happen on TV, and it didn't happen there. And then they pushed it now to WrestlePalooza. Again, all right, I understand that they had to pivot and kind of scramble a little bit because Jimmy decided to put a bun in the oven of Naomi. She's away having a child. Okay, we have a vacancy. And we had pieces there already. Stephanie had won the Battle Royal at Evolution and thus was guaranteed a title shot in Paris. But Paris is now Indy, I think. Anyway. But again, great match. It's going to be fantastic. Both of them are absolutely top notch in the ring. But I'm very interested in it because I am a huge Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer fan. But again, I have questions. why it again, this should be bigger. It's for a title. And to me, it's not. Elder, you get that same vibe, or you got something?
Yeah, it's like what, I know you got to pivot. You're right. So what we're gonna get is a great match then. So, but why?
Yeah.
All right. I just want to point out real quick this comment. I don't know if we've really talked about it on the show yet, but a lot of us recently got VPNs. Highly recommend. Again, going back to my comments before, I don't give a shit about any of these companies. Bottom line, if you can find a way to get it cheaper, find a way to get it cheaper. And a VPN is a really, really, really easy and legal way to do so. For WWE, just like there's several different VPN companies out there. I just got NordVPN because it's the brand that's recognizable to me because everybody advertises for it on their podcast. Signed up for a 2-year plan, a one-time payment.
Yeah.
Turn it on, select a country, and for WWE stuff, you can watch everything on Netflix.
Yes.
And for AEW stuff, then you can buy the pay-per-view on Triller for $25.
Yes.
So get a VPN, then you don't have to worry about all this bullshit.
No.
That means Deb gets everything that she doesn't watch anymore.
Right. But you still can get it. And that's
I still can get it if I want, though.
Right.
If I feel like watching it, then I don't have to worry about signing up for a stupid another app.
Yes. Agreed.
And it just shows how bad we get screwed here in the U.S. that we have to look at 4 and 5 in different.
Yeah.
6 different
once I figured this shit out, I was so freaking angry that we've all been paying like 2 or 3 times more than we need to.
Yes.
All right. So the real problem is, John, is that people used to be able to share and split, so you could go on 2 devices. Now it's like a lot of this stuff you can't share.
Oh.
This stuff, this stuff is on Prime or whatever, or HBO. So you got to completely sign out of all your shit to sign, on to someone else's to share one page.
Yeah, but
it was easy. It used to be easy.
I just figured this out. What? Were you high
I'm continue. I'm just raising my hand.
Oh, all right, real quick. I'm going to make the announcement now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Nation's Corner is going to Saudi Arabia via the VPN because we're all going to be on the VPN to watch WrestleMania. We'll click on the Saudi Arabia tab and boom, we're in Saudi watching WrestleMania.
There you go.
I'm a genius. I am a super genius.
You're good.
Anyway, okay, so Elder, you said about like we used to split the pay-per-views on Triller, like AEW pay-per-views. So Tony and I would always split it. Like I would purchase it under my Triller account.
A lot of times,
Tony would send me half, and Tony could then log into my Triller account, and we could both watch it at the same time. Obviously, recently AEW stopped offering their pay-per-views on Triller. However, with the VPN, then I can purchase it on Triller for $25 instead of $50, which is the US price.
That is way
and
cheaper.
Then Tony can turn on his VPN too and go under my account, and we could both watch it just like we did before for half the price.
Right.
For $12.50.
Genius. Brilliant. Come on.
Yes, it is.
$12.50.
And I know a lot of people, including us, have made a lot of noise about this, always so, and not just with WWE, but AEW and all of them, we got to get all this. But if nothing else, wrestling fans are pretty resourceful. We'll figure out a way to watch what we want to watch and be able to get it and make it work for us. And this is just a one way that it's already been out there, and I'm sure it's going.
And it's perfectly legal.
It's going to become a whole lot more popular.
Media legal stream.
Yes.
No.
Right. You're not black boxing it like the old days. Going to see your buddy's father that had one for $50 you could buy to see everything. But again, we always talk about how wrestling is constantly evolving, adapting, changing, and this is one of the ways. Of course, despite economics and all that, people are still going to want to watch and see wrestling. So they're going to do what they have to do to see wrestling. But all right, pick another one.
And John Bay in the comments, yes, I'm trying to save money. I am what MJF would call the pores. So yes, I'm trying to save money. Anywho, all right, let's go to Cody Rhodes.
Yes, who
Drew McIntyre.
Well, he's turned from being a big movie star.
Yes.
I know they're finally paying this off, but all right, hot take. The better match would be Drew McIntyre and Randy. For them, with Cody's absence because of the movie and whatever, to me, it seems like the story it's not about Cody getting payback for getting knocked out by Drew. But in Cody's absence, what they've been doing with Randy Orton and Drew has become the better story. So I'm hoping that they get through this. And again, it's going to be a fantastic match and all that. But I hope they get back, somehow can work it to get back to Drew and Randy after this. Because that's a great story that seems to be developing and gaining more and more interest to me each week.
Elder? Thoughts? Thoughts on this match?
You want to ask him that?
Do you have any?
I agree with John on that. I just don't, it makes more sense to have Randy in it, but I'm just going to root for Drew. How about that for this time? I love Cody, but I'm just a Drew mark ever since he scared the shit out of me walking past me.
Yeah. I'm picking Cody on this. I can't root against Cody Rhodes.
Nah.
All right, let's
he's a new dad. You're right. He's a new papa and everything,
man. Cena and Lesnar.
Yeah.
Can I just say, John, before I go to you, it is a massive bummer to me that I really have absolutely no interest in any of these matches on Cena's last run. I'm sorry. No interest. And it's a massive bummer to me. I love John Cena, and I was so excited when he announced that he was, going to do this big retirement tour this year, and I was so thrilled about it. Oh my God, I love John Cena. This is going to be amazing. And it's bumming me out, man. All right, John.
Well, I can understand that, but Cena Logan Paul and Cena Cody going back to WrestleMania were two fantastic John Cena matches. Probably
Cena
the best.
and Cody was fantastic.
Probably the best.
No interest in the Cena and Logan Paul match. Didn't watch it.
Right, but all right. As good as the Cody Cena match was, Logan Paul and Cena was almost as good, nearly on par, as far as the in ring. I'm not looking. I know that's going to be, the farewell and the intro to everything they do for John, performing for you live the last time, this and that. He just finished up. He's not going to be on SmackDown anymore. He's only has the PLEs, and he's not really doing any live or TV dates left on this tour. But, again, hot take. I'm still of the opinion that even though his last match is in December, I don't think John Cena is going away per se. He's gonna become, and I hate to say this, but hear me out. He's gonna become like The Rock. He'll go away for a while, do other things, and then all of a sudden, boom, hits the trumpets.
So if I remember correctly, from when he made the initial announcement that he was coming back for a retirement run,
Right.
he did say that he did say, like, I'm not going away,
Right.
but I'm not going to be in the t-shirt and jean shorts in the ring.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, he did even say, like, from now on, you'll see me in a suit.
Yeah. But even that.
So yeah, I mean, this is just the end of his in-ring career. He's not forever going away that we'll never ever see him on wrestling programming again.
Right. Well, I am and always have been a huge Brock Lesnar fan. Outside of wrestling and stuff and all the other hullabaloo aside, the brouhaha, as Mike would say, I am a huge fan. I am a huge fan of the Beast Incarnate. The one in 21-1. I still think that was one of the best things ever in wrestling was Lesnar breaking the Undertaker's streak. I'll say it till I die. But, however, rest in peace, Fink. Deb, you're absolutely right. This should feel better. This should feel bigger. This should be something special just because it's one of the last times that we're seeing Cena on TV or on a PLE. And, I mean, there's a lot of factors to it, obviously, but it still should feel bigger. And unless they do something real crazy this week, it's just not. To me, it's not.
Yeah.
Elder?
I agree.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the crowds are loving seeing John Cena. Or, you know, I mean, it's the pops are there. So,
dude, he better show up what they're getting for tickets. But we already had that discussion.
But yeah, you're right. It's just
yeah,
you know,
it is
to take an ECW pay-per-view and make it like this.
Yep. Give us
all right, last one. The match everyone is talking about the most.
This is
the mixed tag. So for me, this is really the only thing in WWE programming that I have any interest in at the moment. I didn't watch AJ's return, but obviously, like I said before, I saw it immediately on social media as soon as it happened. I already knew it was happening, so I was kind of just waiting for the clip to be posted. I love AJ. Love AJ. I watched Raw, and her promo that she had on Raw literally made me tear up. It really did. I know, this is obviously the first time we've really gotten to talk about it. But yeah, the fact that she came out, and obviously she looks amazing. The abs are popping.
That's not fair. She misses carbs.
It's not fair.
She has to miss carbs.
It really is.
I hope she cries herself to sleep every night missing carbs.
How that old fart get that young chick?
But yeah, what she said, talking about mental health, I've been open about it. That stuff hits home for me. I do love that she's back. I love the open and honest nature of how she said that promo, that we hear a lot of promos that are kind of in that quintessential wrestler speak, that cadence that we all know. And she was just standing there talking.
Yes. And very comfortable with what she was saying. You could tell it was not, scripted in any way. It was her, like she was talking to every person one-on-one. It was very, very natural. Like you said, very natural cadence to it. And realism in wrestling, the quote-unquote fake sport, but realism in wrestling always works. Even if it's the smallest thing of real life or realism in it, always gets huge reaction. And this is a perfect example of that. I'm more inclined because it's a real life husband and wife. It's a real life husband and wife. And it's a very simple thing. I don't like you. You don't like me. So we're going to fight. And that's all it really is. And that's all it has to be. to me. You know, you have just enough realism in it. This isn't a thrown together, you know, it's not a mixed tag for the sake of a mixed tag.
Yep.
But, you know, there's that just enough of that realism and real life in it that absolutely sells this match. And it could be a horrible match. It's still going to be probably one of the most talked about matches on the entire card.
Yeah. And
it'll be good.
And
it'll
I
be
think,
a good match.
And I think that both Seth and Becky are firing on all cylinders right now. This is the best that I've seen from Becky in a while.
Could not
she
agree
looks
more.
phenomenal.
Someone just subbed. There's an alert out here. Someone just
nice.
subbed.
Thank you. Yeah, Becky is just incredible right now. She's on another level. And and Seth is just, you know, I tweeted it the
She's
other day.
She's the greatest female wrestler out there, you know. And it's not
it's not saying it.
It's not just her saying it.
Yes.
She is killing me. She is killing it.
Yes.
Yeah,
she's killing it on all levels, and you guys know I friggin' have been like, you know, I call her Becky No Sell at times, and you know, I still say she still should be selling that end of days. She still should be laying ringside from.
Well, that's you.
But that's neither here nor there. She is doing superb work. She took her song away. The fans can't sing. Take a hint. Instead of going in your wife's closet. Raid her friggin' mind for how to be a freaking heel, Seth. Nobody. I don't want you wanting the people to sing. If you want to be a heel, get booze.
Yes.
Take that stupid song away.
And we've all been critical in the past, especially of the quote unquote Becky Lynch the man character. It went from this uber over, you know, super baby face that could do no wrong to absolute shit with this big time Bex thing and everything else. But now, to her credit, she's kind of figured it all out and definitely has put the right amount of work into it, and we're seeing her absolute best work. And that's no small feat against, in my opinion, one of the biggest ongoing feuds in wrestling, and that's Seth Rollins and CM Punk, which has lost no steam, no matter how many times they have stopped and started it for whatever reason. That feud has lasted and lost no steam whatsoever.
She doesn't skip a beat. She knows how to get real heat on her, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah.
But she is not also
arguing with that fan ringside. Shut up. Come on. I mean, really.
But she's not the only New York Times best-selling author in this match, like she previously said, because AJ Lee was a best-selling author on her book.
And she pointed that out.
Yes.
True.
You know, everything counts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then.
All right.
Now we can get you back in the conversation. Let's go do coming up also this coming weekend, next weekend, AEW presents All Out.
Yes. So real quick before we get into the card, so I had to laugh. I was listening to Rosenberg yesterday on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. Sirius XM
shout out.
Who?
Yes. That guy on Hot 97 in the fan.
So Rosenberg and Dip were talking about another mega wrestling pay-per-view day with back-to-back shows, AEW and then WWE, and Rosenberg and Dip both kind of had the opinion like, hey, I want to watch wrestling all day. Give me all the matches. Give me more matches. I make it a wrestling day. Let's go. So I like that. I like that attitude, and I think Sam Roberts kind of said the same thing. Like, who cares what show was supposed to be on what time and blah blah blah. Like, we have two shows that are shaping up to be great cards. That for fans that want to watch both can watch both.
Yeah,
and no big deal.
Can I say something? Out of program again. Do it with each other. Keep each other on. Do it. Make both. whatever. I don't care because first of all, that's what they want to do. Tony wants the same thing against them. You know, if they make a move, then make a counter move, whatever. Do whatever you do, but we're all everybody. The fans are going to pretty much watch both. So, you know, especially when
that's the perfect transition.
Pay-per-views too. You know, shows are different. You know, shows are different.
Yeah.
So that's the perfect segue into talking about the first match here. Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page. So I wanted to talk about this one first. I listened to the Masked Man show with David Shoemaker and Kaz, and they had Fletcher on, and they asked him they asked him about the Stevie Richards comments, which he basically said, like, hey, you don't know what it's like working here. I have a lot of people to take advice from, and I take advice from anybody and everybody. But he also said they asked him about, what is there pressure on you going into this big match that is up against an ESPN debut for WWE. And he said, of course there's pressure, but he loves the pressure. He puts the pressure on himself. And he said, there is a mentality, basically every show that they go out there is a mentality in that locker room that they all want to put on the best possible show they can. They all want to steal the show and basically follow that.
Right.
That's what they're going to do. So yeah, Hangman and Fletcher, the promo battle that they had on Dynamite. Well, not promo battle, but they had face-to-face. I thought it was really, really great in kind of pulling this storyline together. Obviously, we have one more Dynamite until the pay-per-view. So there might be, another little detail that gets added in. But I'm really, really looking forward to this match. I think Kyle Fletcher has proven himself that he's a freaking star. And I think the best thing he ever did was shave his head.
Agreed. And given the fact that you don't have Swerve right now, you don't have Will Ospreay, you sort of have MJF if he's actually taking his honeymoon or not. And do we really want to see another Hangman Moxley match? I don't.
No, it's not necessary. The storyline has gone a different direction.
Right. And credit to TK and AEW.
Please no.
I've known that Kyle Fletcher is on the rise in the company, and it has the potential to be a big name main event guy, like an Ospreay, like a Schwartz Strickland. But it's like when there's a void and you need to create opportunity. I didn't really have Kyle Fletcher going for the world title. And he, at this time, down the road, maybe next year or something, give him a chance to build. But absolutely, I'm very interested in seeing the match because it's going to be very good. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah. Why not? Even if he doesn't win, it's a hell of a big amount of exposure for this kid to get even more over with the fan base, with the wrestling public. And I say good for them for doing this now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've loved him since we've seen him in New Japan and was it the United Empire? Yes, with Ospreay and everything, and then coming over here. But since he's been with Callis, he's just been on another level. And like you said,
Don Callis.
Yes,
Fuck
I know.
Don Callis.
I know that.
No, and
this is going to be the rift, though, I believe, because is who's Takeshita facing?
He's not on All Out.
Not yet. We don't have a match announced for him yet.
Oh, not yet. But he
has a shot. He won the G1, so he has
too many. You got Cal.
Yes.
I mean, Callis is really just, he's got too many big guys in his family. I mean,
it's
a stable of big guys.
Heenan had the family, but he had Andre, and then there was everyone else. That's
everybody.
Here you have Takeshita, who was gonna, he wants title. You got Fletcher, you got Okada. I mean, it's getting crowded there.
I'll preface this by saying I hate to admit all of this, but the Don Callis family is the best faction in wrestling, period.
Yeah, if you go pure wrestling,
the best heel in AEW is Don Callis, period. No one else even comes close at being a legit pure heel than Don Callis.
Yeah.
Yes, the fuck Don Callis chants, I'm right there with people. Yes, he's a crazy Kanukian that doesn't wear socks.
He gets
real
heat.
But he gets real heat. And more importantly, much like a mentor of his, Paul Heyman, he makes everybody that's associated with him better and a bigger star. And that's exactly what he has done with Kyle Fletcher.
On a side note, he really does roast the hell out of poor Tommy Dreamer, man. Which
God, poor Tommy.
I shouldn't laugh, but he really does, get some good zingers.
Tommy gets shrapnel every time he's on. Even if Tommy's on the show, we get shrapnel.
We love Tommy.
And on Twitter.
Yes.
When someone's funny and they say something funny, you just have to laugh. And
like I said,
he really does get
it, but Don Callis is really, really fucking good at what he does. Yeah. And I hate him for it. And that's the whole idea. So obviously it's working.
Yeah. I think for the most part, obviously not with every match, not with every segment, but for the most part, AEW's done a really great job the last few months for about like pulling a lot of storylines together, like cohesive details.
Yes.
That if you're following it, you see all the details and you know what's happening and you get the story that they are telling. Let's move on to, let's go to this trios match with the Hurt Syndicate and Ricochet and Gates of Agony. Can I just say real quick? Okay, first of all, the Hurt Syndicate is the best dressed faction in all of pro wrestling. And Ricochet is honestly doing the best stuff of his career. As far as I know, I wasn't watching his stuff before he went to WWE, but as far as I've seen, he never did anything close to what he's doing now.
Right.
They never even let him be a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they never did that. And we all know how, I'll say, limited his promo and mic work was in WWE. And prior to that, Lucha Underground, he really didn't have anything. He wore a mask. So, yes.
That's what I mean. So being a shit heel, at least being a shit heel, he could cut a promo where you go, I wanted to see this guy get his, when he's trying to cut a superhero, face promo, nobody was buying it from him. So this is much better.
Yeah.
The scissors, I don't understand, but whatever. As long as he keeps getting slapped on his bald head.
Exactly.
No offense,
I think I gotta go with the Hurt Syndicate on this one. I can't root against them. All right, so let's move
they hurt
on.
People.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they hurt people.
And besides being best dressed, real quick, I'm sorry, Deb. Besides being best dressed, name 3 more badass guys in wrestling. I'll wait.
Exactly.
I'll wait. Anyway,
exactly.
All right. Bring the ladies back up.
All right, so Mercedes and Riho. This is the only kind of miss for me. We see Riho every year and a half. She shows up. And I know that she was the first champion in the company's history and all that. I think because we only see her every year and a half or so, I'm not invested in her. I I don't know. I'd really much rather Mercedes would be going against somebody else that we could have a consistent, cohesive story.
I could say something positive. At least if Mercedes tries to hit that dumb that dumb finisher move that she does,
that you can never hit it. She'll hit it on Rio because she's a 12-year-old girl.
You can never hit that with Willow. You never should do it with Willow or anyone bigger. No Megan Bain. Right. Stop it.
Yeah.
But with Riho, you could get away with that.
Sure, because she weighs 70 pounds.
And you can make it look effective. But Riho is very hard for me to. I'm sorry. It's I just don't get that.
I know it's.
I don't really invest into a lot of that style of wrestling. I don't get it.
Same.
All right. Well,
same.
All right, Deb. Are we getting to the point with Mercedes that we're starting to run out of females on the roster since she's been on this kind of TBS champion run? Forget the belts. Forget all the belts. That's immaterial and everything else. But just in AEW.
Just in AEW,
yeah. Are we kind of running out of credible contenders? Or
possibly. I'd like to see them actually start to build towards, and maybe this is coming. Maybe we're just in this holding pattern until until things line up correctly. I guess I should say. So yeah, I'd like to see something more meaningful. With maybe Toni Storm. Something with, she's a TBS champion. It should be a more meaningful storyline with someone who's on the show regularly, one of the top stars, not just some throwaway matches or squash matches or anything.
I would like to see Megan Bain be that one.
I would love that.
I would like to see Mercedes start dropping some of the other titles that we actually really don't give two shits about.
Right. And
I mean, at the end of the day, if you see all 7 titles,
sir, check your math.
Who cares?
Check your math. Count on the other hand. 9.
10 titles?
It's at 9 right now. 9. 9.
But what did we say before?
I remember when she had 2. Now she has 9.
Whether or not these, a lot of these titles are from indies around the world, and these promotions have put those titles on her because she's a star that has worldwide star power. I get that. Yeah. And so a lot of the titles are shows that none of us watch, and that's fine. But what have we said before? We hope anyway that we see this going to where she has all these titles from promotions all around the world, but she doesn't have the one that means the most to her. That's where we've seen the story.
Before she goes after that, I want to see her lose all the rest of these titles up to the TBS title, and then take it from there and whatever story go. We've had enough of it.
Have her dropping these titles.
You're great.
The rock bottom being that she drops.
And we're never seeing it. At least let us see a couple of these titles defended.
That's not their call.
Well, they're not defended on AEW TV. They're they're indie titles on their promotions.
Then at least.
But they're
there's a lot of people on the AEW roster that hold titles on other indies. They don't show them on AEW television. They don't defend them on AEW television.
I don't want to get that mad, but do like TNA and NXT are doing it.
Nah, we don't need that. I don't want to see. Nah, I don't want that.
Bring somebody in, have something, and then have a go drop.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in seeing that.
Well, I don't need to see them on the titles sooner or later.
Well,
she's going to lose them on their show. She doesn't have to lose them on AEW.
I
want to see her lose it though. Like I want to see a clip of it or whatever. I don't care.
The
Yeah, I
only
don't care
title
if
you're
she
going to
loses.
see her lose on TV, obviously, is the TBS title. We'll get an Instagram or a Twitter post about she dropped the WXW Women's Championship.
Yeah, my point is she burned
like I
through
said, there's a
everybody
lot of
already.
people in AEW that have indie titles.
Yeah, let's just get some more. You get somebody else then. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
All
right. So moving on. Let's go to then Mox and Darby coffin match.
Let's go Darby.
Let's go Darby. So I think this I think they're setting up for, obviously it's a coffin match.
Is this the death of the Death Riders?
I think this will be the final nail in the coffin.
Okay. Good play on words. Okay.
Putting Mox
that
away.
Death Rider shirt. That great Death Rider shirt that you see Moxley's wearing, you can't even read the name of the group on the picture because
I agree because you're right, Deb. I think this is the death of the Death Riders, but again, with AEW, and again, credits to them, I'm very interested in to see what life after the Death Riders is for Yuta, for Claudio, for Marina.
Right.
You still have Pac out on injury, but when he comes back, where does he fit now?
Yeah.
What about Gabe Kidd, who has been, kind of filling Pac's role? I'm more interested in that.
Well, and Daniel Garcia too.
Right.
Now we have Daniel Garcia, teaming up with Mox. So I think it's really interesting. After All In, we all said, that Hangman beat Mox should go away. They didn't do that. And, we were kind of left scratching our heads as to, why is it still continuing? But I kind of like the way that it's played out, where this was a whole faction, a whole group of people. Mox or Hangman beat Mox. That doesn't automatically mean that the group is just dissolved poof. So I think it honestly made sense that the group is still a group and they are still fighting. Mox lost the championship, but that doesn't mean that their fight is over. And I kind of like the way that it's played out so far. And with Darby coming back, Darby made a statement when he came back. And Darby has kind of had it out for Mox. Yes, he lost the championship, but there was more to like Darby's pursuit of Mox than just the championship. Right. That wasn't about the championship. I think this could be like that final nail in the coffin. And we'll see, like, if Darby wins, we'll see, does Mox, finally, take a break for a little bit? Yeah. Is this like, because this is what it's all culminated to. It feels like this is the culmination that Hangman took the championship off of him, and then Darby's coming in to put him down for good. So we'll see. Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's go to the women's four-way for the championship. Tony, Jamie, Chris, and Tekla. Can I just say, before Tekla arrived at AEW,
type it out.
No.
Okay.
This could have been a text.
Can you say the name of that lake that Front Row used to live near?
No.
Ask Ezra.
And she's been drinking wine all day.
So before Tekla came to AEW, I had not heard of her. I remember, like, so they had those few weeks of the teasers with the spider coming down from the logo on the corner of the screen, which was cool. And there was a buzz about Tekla's coming to AEW. Tekla's coming. I was like, what the fuck is this? And since she came to AEW, she has absolutely impressed me so much. And I highly recommend watching her episode of HiJacker. For anybody who doesn't tune into HiJacker, AEW utilizes that show very, very well in kind of introducing the wrestlers and the characters and allowing the fans to really get to know them better in more of a long form interview that's also ridiculous and hilarious.
Yes.
So yeah, highly recommend
RJ City is a super genius.
He is a super genius. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to say about Tekla. Is she's just very impressive.
Well, yes. and I'm sure somebody will keep me honest in the chat. Her initial introduction into stardom was that she was supposed to be the replacement, I guess, for Julia. Similar look, similar, style and all that. Of course, we know where Julia wound up and everything, but that was what she was brought in originally or introduced as. And obviously she's developed into more of that. And who knew besides Gunther that Austrians can wrestle and be entertaining and make you absolutely notice, much like Gunther, say what you want about him, but when Gunther walks into a room, you're like, whoa, who's that? And it's the same thing with Tekla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I think obviously I'm going for Toni Storm to win this. I don't see her losing it, but it's going to be a great match.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
And for the record, let's go haterade.
Yes.
Even if she dresses like she's in the 70s.
Speaking of Hater Rave from AEW Music and Mikey Ruckus, I highly recommend. That's one thing that AEW does that I love that is kind of just different is the music that they put out. The Hater Rave remix, and like they have this like lo-fi remix. I think AEW really, really understands their fan base.
Yes. Well, apparently much more than WWE does with whatever that shit they put out is. Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
the fact that AEW Music puts out remixes of their entrance songs in a mix that, like, somebody might want to listen to it while they're chilling and enjoying some activities,
Sure.
Right, yeah. Okay, moving on. Next is the last match that it's announced so far. I'm assuming, obviously, throughout the course of the next week, we will have more matches announced. So here we go. Cope Christian and FTR. This is definitely being promoted heavily. Adam Copeland, his beautiful face is on all the promotional posters for All Out Toronto. FTR has gotten some really good heat in the Philly shows.
Yes.
Really, really good.
Yes.
Jaw-jacking with some people in the crowd. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this. I love the dynamic between.
And by the way, I will say, jaw-jacking with our very own happy birthday to Mike from Hoboken.
Mm-hmm.
Jaw-jacking with Dax, and Mike from Hoboken did not even spill his drink.
Yes.
So even though he's not on social media, you'll never find him, but you'll see him front row at all AEW and a lot.
He's the one that has the busted open theme signs.
Yes.
The record heel, bully face. Uncle Bully loves AEW overruns.
My favorite one is the bully giving Violetta a kiss on the cheek.
Yes.
Yeah. So as Tommy Dreamer calls him, CNC Music Factory.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the way this is going. I love the dynamic between Copeland and Christian. I'm a huge mark for FTR. I think I have like 7 or 8 of their freaking shirts. It's gonna be a bar burner. And I think something amazing is gonna happen with Cope and Christian here.
Well, as almost all AEW fans have been kind of hoping and wishing ever since Adam Copeland came to AEW. Were we ever going to get an ENC tag team again? Even after the go fuck yourself and all that and everything. We still didn't lose hope that, it could happen someday. And there's been a lot of time in between, different stories, different things that they were involved in, but we're getting it now. And I'm enjoying it for the fact that they are back together despite the circumstances. And they're in there with probably one of the best tag teams in pro wrestling over the past 10 years in FTR. Dax the Axe and my God, my brain sucks tonight. What's his partner's name?
Cash.
I don't know.
Yeah. I expect you not to know. But I should.
Sorry, I just wanted to do my grandson. That's my grandson's. I don't know.
Well, that's my brain tonight. That's absolutely my brain tonight. But, and again, like we were talking about what should feel and be bigger in that WWE card. This is big. This is big on a lot of reasons.
Wait, we need the alert. Was that glass empty? That glass is empty. Where are the?
Where's the bell?
We need the Sam. We need the Sam. The Sam alert. The sirens.
We have feelings. That bad needs more wine.
Warning! Warning!
Do I have to sound off to someone downstairs?
Yeah, we need that mysterious hand to appear with a full glass of wine.
Hey, Seth, get off the anime porn and get your girl.
Get her a drink. I know you can hear me. You're in the chat. She needs wine.
How loud she popped. I know she's caught up with the anime porn already. Okay. This is a kid-friendly show. Sorry.
Yeah, but to finish up with that.
Hey, the anime he watches, Pokemon, is a different...
Stop it.
Yeah,
okay.
No, stop.
The wrestling.
Okay.
Absolutely, AEW is treating this match as a big match because it is.
Yeah.
And, it's nice that this is one of those matches that it doesn't even really need a story per se, just for the fact that it's happening, but it does have a story with it. And, and they're treating it like the big deal as it is on many levels. And, see, thank you, Seth. It's positioned. If it wasn't for some other matches on the card, I could see this being a main event match.
Yeah,
honestly, because they're making it feel that important.
Absolutely.
So it's in Toronto. You said, is it?
Yeah.
It's in Toronto.
It's in Toronto.
So,
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, thank you for the house, Edge and Christian. We're not Edge, Adam, and
not to steal from TNA, but they legitimately could do the hometown guys gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They deserve the main event if it isn't,
Right.
Yeah. One more thing. Collision obviously has already started. I just want to mention, so MJF is going to be on Collision.
Let's go, chicken!
Mark Briscoe is going to make his choice tonight. I wanted to mention, I was listening to Sam Roberts on Thursday. Not Sam Wrestling, Monday through Thursday on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, Sirius XM channel.
Right after Busted Open. Right after Busted Open.
Yeah. So I loved that Sam got into the discussion of, MJF got married, obviously, last week, which is hilarious because, so I said this to Seth earlier, remember when AEW first announced their ECW arena residency and we wanted to go to Death Before Dishonor.
Right.
I was like, I want to go to the ROH show. Haven't been to an ROH show yet. I wanted to go to that one. Then they moved the date, and I wasn't able to go then because of my work schedule. Apparently, the reason why they moved the date of the show was so Tony Khan could go to MJF's wedding.
Yeah, that happens.
So, hey.
When you run and run the company, you can do that.
So exactly.
There you go.
Sam Roberts had said, about all these photographs came out from MJF's wedding.
Right.
Some people that were there posted them, and apparently there were crazy fans on the internet who took photos off people's like personal Facebook pages, which is weird. So Hangman was at the wedding, obviously, and Sam Roberts, and just his attitude and how comedic he is, he was like, "Wait, you're telling me that his wrestling friends are at his wedding? No, no.
How can this be? This is Photoshop.
You're okay.
They're feuding. How can they be in the same photo together?
They have to really hate each other. Why else
I just want to know. I just want to know if Jake the Snake was invited, and did he give a present? Because I know he gives shitty presents at weddings.
So what I liked about what Sam Roberts said was that MJF turned it. Obviously, that was a big topic on social media. MJF and Alicia got married. Beautiful wedding. Yes. They both look amazing. All that BS. The MJF's promo on Wednesday turned that conversation from, "Hey, did you hear MJF got married? Oh yeah, I saw the picture. So and so was at the wedding. Blah blah blah." Turned that into, "Hey, did you hear MJF got married? Oh yeah, and he won't go on his honeymoon until Mark Briscoe is dead."
Right.
and
revenge as posted on X by one Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Revenge doesn't know a honeymoon.
Exactly. And my new favorite phrase that you will hear me saying a lot now is, "You silly little bitch." My new favorite phrase. But yes, I love this. Boy. I love all of it.
All right. Real quick, one last topic before we get out of here so we can watch wrestling like we always do. Worlds Collide happened last night in Las Vegas. AAA featured prominently in Las Vegas. My favorite part of the entire card was the mixed tag of Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez and Finn Balor. We saw the first ever suicide dive by a puppet, Demonito. And anywhere else, if this was regular WWE programming, they would be like, "No way are we doing this." But it's AAA, and it absolutely was my favorite match of the night.
That was
and that was over, the new AAA Mega Champion, one Dirty Dom Mysterio, who is now Dom 2 belts. Great card. It's on replay on YouTube because they played it for free on WWE's YouTube. And nothing for nothing. Only other comment I'll make is, I know Corey Graves is good on commentary. I know JBL is good on commentary. We've seen them in the past. And I've always liked Conan on commentary because he's very knowledgeable, but not overbearing. I'll say this. The NXT commentary team can learn a lot from Conan, JBL, and Corey Graves. Dude, they are absolute magic together. And they did step on each other. No, everybody got their points in. Everybody got the words in when they wanted to get words. They laid out when they needed to lay out. It was really a very entertaining part of that entire show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But, all right, folks have been listening to us jabber much too long. And before Deb has to call the Seth again to get another glass of wine, we are going to get out of here. So, Elder, where and how can the folks, if they so choose, God help them, get a hold of you.
Well, in about 30 seconds after we go off the air, I'm going to be breaking the seal. So,
thank you for sharing. And
that's
you took
where
your
I'll
meds,
be.
right?
No,
You took your meds.
Mongrovian Mike. You can find me on socials. I'm pissed off everywhere. Don't worry.
All right. They are epic rants. All right, partner. Give them the details. Besides,
All
click the
right. Yeah. So that's so debonair. Twitter machine, the Instagram, the Blue Sky, whatever, all over the place. Click the link. You know, a lot of bullshit.
Very cool. And I, of course, am at John in South Jersey on the Twitter and the X now. We're also and on Instagram, I should say. And also, while you're on Instagram following me, you can follow the exploits of version 5 of the most dangerous weapon in all professional wrestling. Of course, I am referring to the 8K9K. And you can keep up with his exploits now that he has new stickers, thanks to our friends at Wrestle Pro last night.
All right.
He is no longer not quite so naked. He is almost bearable, passable in public. You can keep up with him at AskKicker9K on Instagram. So for Mike and Deb, I am John. We will see you all next week. Enjoy wrestling, folks, and we will see you all later.